My dear students, now I am going to present the answers for the previous video, grade 6 revision science paper. Right? Once you complete the answers and once you got the answers and once you check your marks, then you can get the description about all the questions. One by one, now I am going to explain, and I hope you can gain the important facts about the from science from 1 to 8 units. Okay, now I am going to start one by one. So when you get into the first question, first one is, which is not a living character? Here when you get into the grade 6 syllabus, that is from the first unit. In the first unit, the wonders of the living world. Under that topic, you learn about the living characteristics. Here when you get the living characteristics, they are growth, respiration, the reproduction. They all are living characters. I think all of you know that as grade 6 student. When you get into the fourth answer here, that is decaying. Decaying, or we call destroying or decomposition. That is a common thing for living and non-living. So your answer should be fourth one, that is decaying, out of given four answers, because the growth, respiration, reproduction, all these are living characteristics, right? Okay, now you get into, so your answer should be fourth one. Then you get into the second question. Organisms are grouped as. In grade 6 syllabus, we can classify organisms into three groups. What are they? Plants, animals, and microorganisms. That means there are three groups. So according to that, your answer should be third one. Third one is the answer, right? Now you get into the third question. Third question. Here in the third question, you have a nice picture here. In the picture also, you can get an idea about the process, one important process, that is photosynthesis. I think you know the meaning of photosynthesis, right? In the green plants, they can produce food using sunlight. For that process, what they use? They use, here in this diagram, easily recognize the factors. One is carbon dioxide, absorb carbon dioxide, water, and they use the sunlight. That's the required factors. And at the same time, once they produce food, they release oxygen. So in my question, I ask, it is not required for photosynthesis. Not required. So according to my question, your answer should be oxygen. So select the first one. Answer is the first one. And get into the fourth one. Fourth question. Fourth question. Have a sedentary life. Sedentary life. When you get into the movements, in animals we use locomotion patterns. But some animals, they don't have such locomotion pattern. They stay in a one place without any motion, without any locomotion, right? So that kind of mode we call a sedentary life. Here when you get into your syllabus, right? I think you know all these animals. Jellyfish. Jellyfish is swimming in an aquatic animal. The jellyfish can easily swim from place to place. So it is not a sedentary style. And paramecium. Paramecium is microorganism. It also swimming. Amoeba also the same. Again micro. But when you get into the second answer, second one is sea anemone. Sea anemone, I think all of you know that. That is in the sea, in deep sea. They are living there and they attach to a substrate. The substrate there, that's the stone. They fix to a stone. So that kind of life we call sedentary life. So your answer should be second one. Answer should be second one. That is sea anemone. Okay, now I get into the fifth one. What is fifth one here? You can see the diagram again. Here one of the test here. Now this person is blowing into the one glass there. That glass containing something. I think all of you remember that test. You have done that. Here carbon dioxide can be identified. Again, when you get into the first unit, in the respiration process, you have learned about the outcome of the respiration, that is carbon dioxide. We release carbon dioxide during the respiration process. So at that time, how we identify that release carbon dioxide? Here, in that test, we use lime water, right? Here, I think you know the lime juice and the lime water. Here, lime juice is an acidic one. The lime water here, lime water. If the lime water there, then you blow into the lime water, then what will happen? Normally, lime water is colorless. It gets into cloudy nature. So then we confirm the carbon dioxide is there. Likewise, we can recognize the carbon dioxide. So your answer should be lime water, third one. Now get into the number 6. Number 6, matter. When you get the second unit, matter and energy. Here matter, how we identify the matter. If the matter is there, definitely it has a mass and every time occupy the space, need the space. So your answer should be third one. That's the nature of the matter. Right. Now get into number 7. Number 7. It is not a matter. In that lesson, here all the things in the environment you divide into two groups. Matter and other side energy. So book, water, steam, all are matter. But heat is one form of energy. So in my question I asked not a matter. So your answer should be any form of energy. What's the answer here? Heat energy. So heat. First one is the answer. Now number 8. Number 8. Select the correct matching. To get the correct matching, you should know the features of each. Check one by one. When you get the solid matter, they have a definite shape and a definite volume. And when you get into the liquid, they don't have definite shape. It takes the shape of the container and definite volume. There's a definite volume. But when you get into the gas, no definite volume or definite shape. So according to that points, now easily you can get the answer. What should be the correct matching here? Solid, it has a definite shape. So your answer should be the first one. Answer should be the first one. Number 9. Right. Again from the matter. Has brittleness. That's one of the nature of the matter. Here, when you get the brittleness, that means you can easily break them into small pieces. So according to that definition, the most suitable things out of the given list is the glass. Glass, we know if a small forces you apply, then we can easily break them into small pieces. But the others, let's see the others. Rubber having elasticity nature. Diamond is the hardest substance, and iron also hard. Likewise, you can think about the others. So, the brittleness you can see in the glass. So, answer is third one. Now get into number 10. Have a soft texture. What does texture mean? Once you touch the matter, that what you feel into your skin or the fingers, we call the texture. You feel that, right? Here have a soft feeling. That is the cotton. Then when you think about the diamond or the sandpaper, especially sandpaper, we know what's that nature. That is the rough nature. Rough surface is there. So the best answer out of the given list is the cotton. Then the number 11, question number 11. Not a solid state of matter. Here when you get into the matter, all of you know matter exists in three forms: solid, liquid and gases. Out of them, not a solid state. Snow, that is the solid state of water, glaciers and ice. All these are solid states of water. But steam is a gaseous state. So your answer should be first one. Now number 12. More salinity water. Actually, what is salinity? If the salt dissolved in water, different salts easily can dissolve in water. Once they dissolve in water, that water we call having a salinity nature. Salinity, salty taste. If the salt amount is very high, then we call it is highly salinity water. Here, according to the given list, we know that in the sea water, so many types of salt are there. When you get the example, sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate, likewise, so many salt are dissolved there. So, because of that salt, sea water getting highly salinity water. So, your answer should be fourth one, sea water. Now get into the third question. What's the third one here? Water can be consumed. Here when you get whole world, we have a problem. What's that problem? Everywhere water getting polluted. Then the percentage or the amount of consumable water getting reduced by day getting reduced. So we have a limited amount of water as a consumable water. What's that percentage at the present? That is 0.01%. So your answer should be the first one. Now get into number 14. Again regarding the water. In polluted water. Here what is polluted water means? If the water is not suitable for human and other organisms consumptions, we call that is polluted. If the polluted water is there, then what will happen? It has a bad odor or the smell and spread the diseases, and you can see the bad smell, and you can see this kind of unpleasant appearance. Unpleasant means we don't like to see that picture. That's the unpleasant nature. So all these things are the feature of polluted water. So your answer should be fourth one. All above are the features. Now number 15. Water pollution happens by. Water pollution happens by. Actually how it happens. We should know the reasons or the way getting pollution. Let's see one by one. Putting garbage to the water body. Putting garbage. We know most of the people, they think only about themselves and they cleaning their places. How they clean in their places? By removing their garbage and putting into whatever water body. That means again getting into the water pollution. When you get into the agrochemicals and the putting chemicals into the water body, chemicals are highly toxic. So in that way also we get the pollution, water pollution. And when you think about the so many factories in our country also, so many factories are there. In most of the factories they have a waste product. Then how they release that waste product? They get a drain system. Through that drain system, they release all the polluted, all the waste into a water canals. So in that way also water get pollution. So putting garbage, putting chemicals, or due to the releasing factory waste, water get polluted. But we know if we use water for the agriculture purposes, that is not the way of getting water pollution. So your answer should be third one. Now number 16. I asked one of the definition here. Definition means the real meaning of that. Ability to do work. If we can do work at any place, at any time, that means we have energy. So your answer is energy. First one. That is very simple one. Here all of you know what's the unit of energy? That is joule. In joule we use the joule as a SI, standard unit of energy. Right. Get into number 17. The main source of energy. Main source of energy. Here whatever the form of energy, when you get the main source, that is sun. When you think about petrol or the biomass or the sea waves, whatever the form, they all store or they all begin with the help of sun. That means without sun, there is no any form of energy. That's the main source. So answer should be second one, sun. And number 18. Number 18, coconut shells are. Coconut shells are. Here I think sometime you may have experience. If you want to get a smoke when you are getting into the warship, or sometimes then if you want to get the smoke, we use the coconut shells and you burn them. So that means one kind of way we can get the energy. And when you get the cooking purpose, in some areas, especially in the remote places, remote areas, still they use the coconut shells with the firewood as their fuel. So according to that, here really coconut shells are biomass, not a fossil fuel. What is fossil fuel? Here, one day we all getting fossil fuel. Really how it happens? For the formation of fossil fuels, we need million trillion years. Once we complete our life cycle, getting into the dead body, and dead bodies get decomposed, and finally we form the fossil fuel. But still the coconut shells at this moment we can use, so it is a biomass. Then you get into the number 19. Number 19, not found in Sri Lanka. That is about the power plants. We know we need energy, especially electricity. To production of the electricity, we use different methods. In our country, in the large scale, we have a hydropower plants. And everywhere we have the hydropower plants. And the other one, when you get into the Puttalam or the Norachole, we have a coal power plant there, or the power station. The coal is we use. And when you get the Hambantut area, we have a wind power plant. So in our country, in Sri Lanka, we have a coal power and hydropower and wind power. But still in our country, we don't have the nuclear power plant or the station. In some way, we can think it may be a advantage for us, because during the nuclear process, so many radioactive chemicals will release to the environment that may be really harmful to the human body. So according to the given list, not found in Sri Lanka, your selection, your answer should be third one, nuclear power plant. Now number 20. Here when you get the number 20, one of the instance at that time we also get affected, that is tsunami. Here tsunami is really tidal wave and it get harm to the human and their properties all get destroyed, especially in the coastal area, right? So we should know what is that year. That year is 2004, December 26th. Unforgettable day. So your answer should be 2004, fourth one. Now number 21. 21. That is from the next lesson. That is about light. Only the luminous objects are. Luminous mean they can emit light. They can emit light. Here according to given list, sun is a luminous. Firefly, they have a special part in the body. From them they can release light. And the lighted bulb, that is an artificial source, but it also emit light, lighted one. So in the given list, the answer is the first one. Let's see the others. Sun is a luminous, but moon is not a luminous one. So how we see the moon? You can see the moon due to the reflection of light from sun. And planets also the same, and the satellites also the same way. They are not luminous, but you can see them with the help of sunlight. So answer is the first one. Number 22. Number 22. Not a translucent matter or the substance. Here according to the transparency or the way of light transparency in the substances, you classified substances into three groups. If they really pass, that is we call transparent. Otherwise, never you can't see the other side. That means light is never passing through that matter. They are called opaque. And other one, the light is passing through that matter, but you can't clearly see inside it. So that kind of substance we call translucent ones or the substances. Oil papers are such things, cellophane are such one, translucent. Decorated glasses, especially in the washrooms, I think all of you know that. Inside the washrooms, we know if the light is on, then we can see the light and somebody is there, but not clear picture. But in the cardboard, if the cardboard through the cardboard there is no transmission of light. So that is not a translucent. Really it is an opaque substance. So your answer should be fourth one. Now 23rd. Actually light is form of energy. Very useful form of energy. So your answers, the first one, form of energy, is it correct? Then check the others also. Moving in a straight path. Yes, that's a one property of light. Light moving in a straight path. That's why you represent the ray of light using a straight line with the arrowhead and using in different fields. As a grade 6 students, you learn the different uses of light in communication and telecommunication, in the medical field, and as a entertainments we use light, not only the vision. So the form of energy, moving in a straight path, and using the different fields, all are correct. So your selection should be the fourth one. All are correct. Now number 24. 24. I think this term also not a new term for you. That is endoscope. Endoscope, that is a very useful instrument used in medical field. Why I say it is very useful one? Because if you want to examine the internal structure of our body, suppose in the digestive tract, then we can examine the internal structure or the internal parts of the body using this kind of instrument, that is endoscope. So your answer should be, what is that? Use in medical field. That means third one. Answer should be the third one. Now you get into number 25. That question also coming from the unit light. What is that? The first bulb was invented by. Actually at this time we know several types of bulbs are there. We have the LED bulb and the CFL bulb and the fluorescent bulb and the filamentous bulb. Likewise so many bulbs are there. But at that time or at this moment also, if we can respect the person who invented the first bulb. Actually at that time he couldn't get into that invention, then what will happen? Still there is no bulb. So as a respecting for that person or scientist, I put forward this question. The first bulb was invented by. Who is the person? That is Mr. Thomas Alva Edison. Thomas Alva Edison. So your answer should be second one. Then others, who are the others? Mr. Vimala Surendra in hydropower plant station started in our country. The person, who's the person? Mr. Vimala Surendra. And the Galileo Galilei, he invented microscope, telescope, right? And the next one, Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, we consider the father of physics. He proposed so many inventions in the physics field, right? So your answer should be the second one for this question. Number 26. Here if the loud sound is coming or high volume sound, then really what will happen? Damage to your ears really happen. Because in our ear there's a range from 20 Hertz to 20,000, that is our limit. Beyond that, we can't bear up. So if the sound is louder than that, that means that sound damage to our ear. Actually cannot hear, can hear, can hear, but hear high volume sound, cannot hear. Cannot hear, yes, cannot hear. You can't hear because there's a limit. Not disturbance to others. Definitely disturber to the others, and not useful, but we can't say high volume or the loud sound is not useful. Now we are thinking about only ourselves, but when you think about the bats, they use this high or the high volume sound for finding their food. So according to the answers, the first answer is the correct one. Damage to the ear. First one is the answer. Now you get into number 27. Not a natural sound. Not a natural sound. Not a natural sound means it is an artificial sound. Here sound of wind. We know wind is a natural thing, so sound also natural. Your voice, human beings are natural organisms. So our voices are natural. Sound of aeroplane. Aeroplane is a man-made one, artificial. That sound also artificial, not natural. So your answer should be third one. Sound of birds, again natural sound. So answer is third one. Now number 28. sound produced by the same way. Here when you get into the sounds, and the musical instrument, again musical instrument we can classify into three groups according to the way we produce sound. Some we get the sounds by vibrating the membranes like raban. Some we vibrate the string like violin and the sitar. Some you get the air column and blowing them we produce sound. Likewise, three types. So in my question, I ask in the same way you produce sound. Here the guitar and the rubber, two different things. Guitar, it has a string, rabana membrane. So wrong. Violin and the sitar, both having strings, string instruments really. So your answer is the second one. Now 29th. A natural source of sound. Natural source of sound. Musical instruments are not natural. They are artificial. In a swing machine, it is operating at that time you can hear sound. So it also artificial. Sound of waterfall. Waterfall we can't create. That is a natural thing. So sound also natural. But sound of crackers are in New Year season, we know in our celebration, we use the crackers. Then at that time we can hear very loud sounds coming from that. So they are artificial. So your answer should be third one. Number 30th. Sound generate due to. That is very important question. Though whatever source or natural or artificial, the main thing should be there. That is the vibrations. Without vibrations of matter, there is no any sound. So your answer should be first one. Now get into the 31. Magnets are not used in. Magnets are not used in. In refrigerator door, I think you have the experience. You have the metallic substances. You can fix there. That means there's a magnet. In a compass, to find the direction, there's a magnet. In motor also it has a magnet. But in ear protectors, really there is no any magnet inside it. So your answer should be fourth one. Now 32. Magnetic poles are. I think all of you have learned this part. Magnetic poles are. Where are magnetic poles? Magnetic poles mean place of high magnetic power. In a magnet, really two places having high power of magnetism. They are called magnetic poles. North pole and a south pole. Likewise, two poles are there. So your answer should be second. Now get into 33. These magnets, actually that's a one property of magnets. Here north, the both are like poles. If the like poles, if you want to cross them like this, it is too difficult. Why? The like terms get repel each other. So your answer should be repel, not attract. For getting attraction, you have to cross two different poles like north and south. Then you get into number 34. The area which the magnetism is spread. The area which the magnetism is spread. That is called magnetic field. Magnetic field. Answer is fourth one. Now you get into number 35. Force of a tabular magnet. Tabular magnet. Here tabular magnet is completely different from the bar magnet and other magnets. Normally in the bar magnet, you can see in two ends we can see the poles, north and south. But in the tabular magnets, you can see the poles in two sides. So answer is second. Now get into 36. Current flows in a cell. Cell in normally we call a battery. In a battery, the current flows from positive terminal. Positive terminal of the battery, you can gain the current. So your answer should be second. And number 37, secondary cells in. Here the word secondary cells mean once you use that cell again and again, you recharge it and you can use it. That kind of cells we call secondary cells. The other side, the primary cells are there. What's the primary cells mean? Once you use them, thereafter you can't use it again. They are the primary cells. Here in the given answers, car batteries, we know that if the car battery, once you use it, again you can charge it. So your answer is first one. 38. Very easy question regarding a symbol. We know we use symbols in most of the places. If the symbol is there, so easily we can recognize what it means and where we use it. So in this symbol we use in the circuits. In circuits we use this. So in this symbol, what is that? That is a bulb. Bulb. Your answer should be fourth one. Now 39. It is an electrical insulator. The word here, insulator. Insulator means that substance never allowed to pass the current. That kind of substances we call insulators. So most of the metals, they allow and they are good conductors. Good conductors mean they allow the current to pass. Copper is a metal, silver is a metal, aluminium is a metal. They all allow. But ebonite is not a metal. So it not allowed, so it is an electrical insulator. So your answer is third one, ebonite. Now last question. Don't do in use of refrigerator. Don't do in use of refrigerator. That is very important action. That means we know at every time we try to save energy. If you save the energy, somehow we can contribute for the conservation of energy in the national grid. So here in my list, answers check one by one. Here by putting unnecessary things. If you put unnecessary things into your refrigerator or the fridge, that all the substance absorb heat for cooling purpose, they get the energy. So avoiding putting unnecessary things, it's very important thing. Then without putting warm food, we know once they get into the cool, then we can put them into the fridge. And keeping the space between the wall, that also necessary, because in the back side there's a cooling fan. For that it needs the space. That's why without too much close into the wall, there should be a gap. And when you get the first answer, place your refrigerator in a place with light. No, never do that. Don't put your refrigerator in a place with the light. That is not to do. So your answer should be the first one. I think that's the end of the discussion. I think I discussed all the questions for the 40 questions. I think you can easily identify the answers, why I selected these answers as the correct and the most suitable answers. I think you get a new revision from units 1 to 10, 1 to 8. And also if you still not done this online paper, the given paper, go to the description given under my video. You can get the link to do the online paper. And don't forget to like to this video and put a comment and share. And you subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for the next coming my videos. Thanks for watching my video. Meet you with a new video. Until then, stay safe. Thank you.